Hey guys, Group Line Wave back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
Eric.
And we are here with Westworld. Last time on Westworld, we had it's Westworld. There's always crazy things that happen.
Yeah.
The last time
We had many
we
Dolores.
lost
Many.
to Dolores. I
I think there's 4 by
now,
my count.
I had an Aunt Dolores.
Yes.
I did.
There's Dolores. Let's see. What's the name of that guy? Oh, I can never remember what the name of the security man
Connell.
is. Crap. Something like that. Yeah.
Kronk?
There's there is
You say
what is it?
I said Connells.
Oh,
Kronk.
Connell.
Who the
that
fuck
makes
said
sense.
Kronk?
I thought you said Kronk.
There's
No.
there's Musashi and there is Charlotte, right?
Mhm.
So I think that counts 4 Doloreses. We've been talking about, like, I wonder, like, is there going to be another one? Because Charlotte, technically, Dolores was Charlotte when she escaped Westworld. So is the Charlotte that's currently in that body, is that the same body, or did she create a new one? I don't know. There's a lot of different things that could be happening with that. But last time, we talked about Serac.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the one
Is he
thing we were
real?
talking about, like, well, yeah, is he real? Is he even a person, or is he some kind of like hologram or something to do with the Rehoboam? I
Rehoboam.
think is how you say it,
Mhm.
right? I know that the word hobo is in there. That's how I'm teaching myself. Rehoboam, I think is how they say
No,
it.
they
but
don't
maybe
do
I'm
the
wrong.
boam. It's just boam. Rehoboam.
Rehoboam.
I think it's 4
Big bum.
syllables. I was trying to teach myself
My
last night.
bum.
Anyway, so our poll last time was, do you think Serac has any relation to Robert Ford? Because we were talking about whenever we saw that
Mhm.
flashback to him with the destruction of Paris, like, man, he kind of looked like what we've seen of Ford and his brother. Pretty much little kids dressed in formal clothing. Out
Almost
in
like
the
a
field.
school uniform. Kind of.
Yeah, so the poll here says 32% of our viewers at Patreon, they said yes, but 67% said no.
That makes sense. I was kind of rewatching the video, and it kind of reminds me of Ford's person there, but it
Mhm.
also doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and would the timing even work either? But AB says, well, one is French and one is British. I don't think there is a blood relation, at least.
Well, I mean, yeah,
mean-
sure, possibly. It could be a half sibling.
They're
Same.
closer than France and England or America.
Dip says biological relation, no, but I think they could have been colleagues, or they must have at least met once, and it could be a cool way to get Anthony Hopkins cameo.
I definitely love that.
I love having Anthony Hopkins. He's great. Great. So if we get him, I don't care if he is related to British to English, whatever, French. I don't care.
Mhm.
Be related to an Asian guy, whatever it is, bringing him back is great. Have him be related to
Raj.
who's the awesome sword guy.
Oh, Musashi.
Have him be related to him. I don't care.
That version.
He's a host.
Yeah, they gave him a name last episode. Sato.
That's right, yeah.
Raj says no. However, I do agree that Serac might not even exist anymore. I think that he is a physical representation of the system, which is Rehoboam. See, the only thing about that is last episode he shot somebody.
Yeah, but did he?
Yeah, but also,
I think he did.
well, he shot someone, but also, like, it was from Maeve's perspective. Like,
Mhm.
it could
How
have
do we
been
know
in another simulation.
anything's real. What if it's all fake? What if he's manipulating her?
Yazing says, other than immense narcissism and intense god complexes, I doubt there's much in common between the two.
Okay.
Toast says maybe Serac is the divergence in Ford's plan, as opposed to Ford being the divergence of Serac's plans. But yeah, most people are saying they don't think that they're actually related. But Selma says, do you get devil vibes from Serac and god vibes from Ford? So could they be related in terms of their role in the story?
I mean, definitely, like, Ford was wanting to give, like, life and free will and stuff like that, but also, getting a little piece of his own control. And
Yeah.
Serac is like, I want to control everything.
I mean, he does, but he doesn't want something that like happened to Paris happen again.
Well, yeah.
So is it good that he's trying to save the world by utterly
I'm
controlling
sure
it?
he is the hero in his own story, as many villains are. But
Yeah.
like, taking away the entire planet's free will is not, you know, it's not a viable
good.
course.
That's not a good thing.
I don't think. Yeah.
But will it be safe, Calvin?
I mean, it's not life. It's existence.
Yeah. These very complex questions that we here at Blind Wave will answer in our discussion, which you can see after the upcoming reaction. Right? We will answer these questions.
Correct.
We'll figure them out.
Figure them out.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's get started.
I clapped.
We clapped.
Why clap it?
I ruined it. He's gonna start. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, it's genre.
Oh, he's just high as fuck, man. Jesse Pinkman.
Puts you in different genres of movies. Love the music.
He's in noir.
Huh. Yeah, he is.
Don't go too far.
Yeah, pet him.
We need to get across town.
Thank you, Roach. Bye. There goes Roach.
Bye-bye. Roach, you've been watching Witcher.
No, I haven't.
Aaron.
No, he's meaning from Modern Warfare 2.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the
No,
Witcher's
I meant the
horse.
horse. Like, she's like, don't go too far, talking to it and shit.
Roach! Roach!
If they're after us, why haven't they made a move? They're waiting to get us alone. To kill us.
He's definitely a noir.
It's
I love
so
how
great.
his, like, everything changes when it's on him.
Have we seen, like, are there any, like, yellow cars?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Fly the Valkyries? Is that what it's called?
Flight of the Valkyries!
Fly the Valkyries.
Die Valkyr. He's Viking, man.
We need distance.
He hasn't even shot yet. What's he doing up there?
Fire!
Right? Oh my gosh, that's not how
Jeez.
grenade
Dodged it.
launchers work.
Wait.
It's not a grenade.
This is
the
not
future,
a grenade
Calvin.
launcher, Calvin.
Point and
This is
shoot.
different.
Future!
Hold on.
Point and shoot.
Is Dolores
Oh
It's
my
a
doing
gosh,
drone!
it? Or is that
it's
what
a
that does?
drone.
Oh my god, it's a drone!
And it's gonna drop it right on his ass.
That's fucking awesome.
Whoa.
That's half a car.
Yay!
Let's go, Roach.
I love him!
Arm charges now.
Oh, shit.
No. Is it gonna?
Roach is gonna go
Why?
bye-bye.
Accelerate. Acceleration at 90%.
No!
Oh, Roach! Roach!
Oh,
I named it and they blew him up.
little doggo.
That's why you don't name anything, ever.
Oh,
Switching
no.
genres.
All motorcycles go to heaven.
Oh no!
We're going
He's
to
in a
rom-com territory.
He's in a romance.
Love
Yeah.
story.
Oh my gosh. This is the greatest drug.
We need him. Alive.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Shit, man. I know what you want. It's like 5 drips in one. A movie marathon.
Yeah.
Hey, watch out for that last act, though.
Horror.
What's the last act?
You can't be in two places at once.
Yeah.
She can be in like 5 places at once.
4.
I'm sending you his key.
Worlds bleed. Maybe you felt that too. Have you ever questioned what she's asking you to do?
Ah, like Charlotte Hale's one.
Yeah.
That one's been
Yeah,
having trouble.
exactly. This is really cool. It is like 4 separate Doloreses in that
Yeah.
regard, then.
See, I think
That's
this is how
fun.
many simulations deep we are, or some shit like that. Like all of
You
all of
think?
the rings that like spread out.
Maybe. Like a tree.
And it drove him mad.
He was,
Seems like his brother's a genius, but slightly
yeah.
crazy, too.
So he was one of the people that were going to make their future
now?
fail, and he couldn't.
The
Yeah.
outliers.
So he himself couldn't deal with it.
We're going to open their cages. System's written a life story. They should get to read it.
You
What?
can't do that. That's reckless. It could lead to suicides, murder.
Murder.
Really?
You'd know something about that.
I'm sorry. That wasn't my choice.
I could never bring myself to hurt you.
Like you're programmed.
Don't forget I know you, and you wouldn't hurt me. Prepare to send all of them their inside profiles. Past,
She's gonna
present,
do it.
future.
This is gonna disrupt their projections a little bit.
A little bit.
He knows these kind of things? About all of us?
It's not just what it knows. It's what it decides. For you.
Huh. They're getting to see what like they really did in the past
Yeah.
and stuff.
I hope you're happy. Just ruined everyone's life in this station.
Not just them.
Everybody.
I sent it to everyone.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
mean everyone.
The entire
The whole
planet.
world.
Hmm.
She's sending them off their loops.
Mm-hmm.
She is good at that.
Yeah.
Flying the ointment.
Right information
Oh.
at the right time.
What genre is this? This reality, man.
Oh man. Oh
That's
shit.
so good.
What the?
That's fucking
Oh my gosh, that guy's
amazing, that
skiing.
line.
Look at them. Already returned to their base selves.
Dude, you're wearing a shirt that
Oh!
says basic.
Right.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Fuck. Oh! Oh my
She's
god.
such a badass.
That went
Yep.
through.
No. He's been shot.
One
Where?
did.
Where?
She's got some explaining to do.
Lucy.
It's reality, man.
Yeah. Should have done like Eminem, Back to Reality or something. Oh.
Whoa.
See, I'm telling you.
I don't think it's simulations. We're just going back in time and seeing stuff.
Maybe. Or maybe like it's simulations inside of simulations so that it can run like
Nope.
billions of them per second.
Oh.
Oh, the brother.
Put his brother in this place.
Hmm.
What is this place?
It's like an
After our
aperture science.
exposure, we were both put on anti-radiation medications to halt our genetic breakdown. That's when I understood. It's possible to edit people.
Holy shit. Stubbs!
What the?
His arm's still
Yeah.
fucked up. Oh, Stubbs. Dang it.
Oh.
Okay,
Are
yay.
you gonna throw him over?
Maybe. Got his
Ah,
button
there we
back.
go.
Turn him
Son
off.
of
He
a-
can unlock his car now.
Everything she has planned.
Oh, the reflection. It's great.
Uh-huh.
But I know exactly who's to blame. Who? Me.
Oh, shit. That was a big
amazing.
explosion. A lot bigger than the one
Dang.
that was on the bike.
Uh,
Dang.
man.
Whoa! It's still
Ah.
alive, Roach.
He lives for a bit.
I don't think that was Roach, Aaron.
Why was it on fire?
I think it was on fire from all the falling fiery debris.
No, Calvin. No, it was Roach.
It wasn't Roach.
It was. Roach will
Is this
return.
the fucking
Yeah, it
Shining
is.
song?
Holy shit.
Okay.
Shining.
Yeah, this is the theme song from The Shining.
He's just gonna.
And that girl was in Ready Player One, and this song was in that
Yeah.
too.
So much more progress we could have made if none of you had ever been.
Oh! Someone shoot him?
Who?
Lynch. Marshawn. Oh, okay.
Uh-uh.
Guess I do have a choice.
Hey, I know him.
I know that guy.
What?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Calvin,
Yeah,
Eric.
something's going on here.
What's it
I
mean?
don't know.
I don't know.
Every scenario in which you inform the public about my trials ends in human extinction. This is why
What?
my brother wanted to kill you.
Human extinction?
Damn.
I look too,
That drop off they saw.
Yeah.
and I know you let me walk away from here. My brother and I brought you into this world, and now I venture that you will outlive us both. that this strategy will succeed.
Okay.
I left my brother behind. Do you think I would really let you undo everything he built?
Oh, he faked his death?
Forgive us
Oh,
our sins.
his death.
What we did to save the world.
You didn't make it.
Oh. 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 That's a hell of a way to kill somebody.
Is this
Somebody
Sirach
watching it
or
happen.
Dolores?
This is Dolores.
My system, Dolores.
I can be killed. Same as you. Your God can't protect you.
Cool.
It's time everyone woke up.
Such a cool visual.
Who's flying the plane?
Okay, well, a little bit more backstory on what the system is and how it was made and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Sirach and his brother and what he's gone through to try to get this to work, I guess. You know, even leaving his brother behind and all that as well.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the main thing that we're talking about is like, what the hell? What are we seeing when it came to Cal's like visions and stuff? Like there was a couple actors in there that I had recognized that were there for like a second, you know. So I expect that's going to be future stuff. But they did say that they were more likely to send the outliers, the people that they couldn't predict. They would send them to war. And Cal being a soldier, I wonder if that means that he was used in that way.
That he was an outlier?
Like maybe he's an outlier. And I don't know, it seemed like there were like flashes of stuff that he couldn't recognize and stuff. So maybe they used him somehow and messed with his memory, because he talked about like editing people and stuff like that.
Flashes
I don't know.
of stuff
I
he
feel like
couldn't
there's something
recognize?
there.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, there's flashes, at least I took that he couldn't recognize. We certainly couldn't recognize him, like different people and that he was recognizing and looking really confused about, almost as if he didn't know who
I thought
they
he was
were.
having memories.
Not like...
I
I
didn't really
don't
get...
know. I got the impression that it was something that he didn't know what he was looking at versus a memory that we don't know.
I mean, like him taking the one guy in and strapping him to a chair and whatnot. Like I just felt like that was a memory of him and his buddy back in the day, and he was just having these memories of
like all the shit that they did.
Like I don't think he didn't remember, you know, his buddy being there bleeding and stuff. Like some of those things were flashed in there.
No, not
So,
those parts. Some of the other parts.
I just thought that all of those, given that they were all flashes to previous events, were just his memories hitting him and flashing in at different moments. And then the thing he wasn't understanding was mainly the "you did it" thing. And he's like, "Who does he think I am?" And I'm like, who does he think he is? You know, or did he realize that maybe along the lines of what you're saying is he was someone who should have done, I don't know, died or something, like maybe instead of his partner dying, it should have been him. And like he's the one who's kind of done this and he did it because maybe he is like an outlier or something, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like what you said, like Dempsey kept saying, like, you did it, you know, as if he was somebody that was used somehow in this system of control. I don't know why Dempsey would be saying these things.
I mean, the only other thing you have is you also have him being like, "Who does he think I am?" Where it's implying that Dempsey is saying you did it, but looking at Cal as someone else and maybe having like a hallucination-y kind of moment, not necessarily blaming Caleb for what's going on. So,
see, the one thing I've been thinking about too, they did it here as well as last episode, like when Maeve was stabbed and she fell into the the white goo they make the host out of, and then she was bleeding into it, so it had like that white and red bleed through look. And then in season 1 they did that too. Whenever someone died in Dolores's house, it was actually in milk, bleeding into milk, right?
Yeah it was.
But the one thing that I thought of that was interesting, especially going over this week, was whenever Cal drops in his memory, he drops a pink milkshake, you know, which is like the mixture of white and red. I wonder if there's something in there like showing like there's something to do with the theme from him that he is unsure of, that we the audience need to try to make sure we're focusing on that part when it comes to like to the color of the milkshake, also relating to the white and red of, you know, those are different kind of themes.
Like is Cal
I don't know why I think
unreliable narrator.
I don't know why I think it's funny. The idea of like you need to pay attention to the color of the milkshake.
Sure. Yes.
But no,
yes.
I
Get past that, and then.
But no, I get you. Like you're talking about when Sato and
Like-
Maeve was dying, and we had their
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
It looked more like their
Mhm.
white host blood type of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's
Mixed with,
the,
like, real
the
blood.
material that they like build them
Yeah,
out of
that-
and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that Sato had the white host stuff in those
Yeah, that's what I'm
barrels,
saying.
right?
Like it looked like
Yeah.
it was that stuff mixed with like
Mhm.
the blood of Maeve or whatever.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, I just wonder if that's a clue, especially like because we've talked about with the mom. Like the mom says she doesn't know who he is,
and she just left him.
and we
right?
thought, and we just thought, oh, that's probably just Alzheimer's. But what if there's some kind of cross wiring in here where he's getting these like either false memories or forgotten memories because he's being used somehow. I'm trying to think of like if you did this implies there's something that he did that he doesn't remember. And if he was an outlier, that they would send to the fringes in really high dangerous things, like maybe they were using him to kill off like how value targets or something like that.
And also, it's not
maybe
you
just
did this; it was you did it.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not necessarily like you did this and like this is why I'm dead because you did this. There's something
Sure.
else out there that he's thinking about, and for whatever reason he's
That
blaming.
he did in the past.
He's blaming Caleb or thinking of someone and blaming them if you did it. I feel like there are hints in here somewhere that we just don't know. Like what do we take as real and how does Bernard fit into all this? Like I don't expect Dolores to kill him, but I don't know why he's here. What is the
Yeah.
role that they're after for him?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with the Caleb thing, I think there has to be, or there is a better reason why she singled out Caleb versus just this is the guy that just happened to help
He
me out,
was here for some
Maybe
reason.
this is all part of the plan. It's all part of her plan. in
So
that
he's not
regard.
coincidental. Like it's the idea that he is who should be here.
I mean, he shouldn't really have any connection to Dempsey, but Dempsey was pointing it out to him, unless it is just like a random like you as in the 99% did this,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's some interesting things that they could do with Caleb. Why is Bernard important? What is his goal? What is he doing? We know that Sirach is looking for this key that he thinks Dolores has, right?
Yeah.
What if she put it in Bernard? I was thinking, like, what if she put the key in all of her hosts so that not one single of them has it, but then one died, so that would suck if you just lost the key,
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you need them all.
Well, it would also, like, she made the others of herself to be expendable, but if one of them got caught with the key, then Sirach would have it, right?
So if she put, like, a part of it in all of them,
Yeah.
then you'd have to have
like, you
them
wouldn't
all,
give all of your soldiers your nuclear launch codes, right?
yeah.
Right.
But I would give each one letter of it. I don't know.
But now I'm thinking, now that Martin's host is gone and dead, I don't think it's the case anymore.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But I think that it's possible Bernard has it. Maybe that's why she's trying to keep him alive and out there.
Yeah, the weird thing
Yeah.
though is like if that's the case, she's really banking on him trusting or her being able to manipulate him or whatever, because like that's like one of her bigger enemies kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if I had nuclear codes and Calvin and I were enemies, I wouldn't be trying to give it to him unknowingly. Like what if he finds out and he kills me with the nuclear codes?
True. But if you think about it too, what if she's giving it to the person that she sees as a successor to Arnold, who he's based off of, who is the person that gave her the ability to become a living being in that regard?
Yeah. Like,
you know?
like I
Through
mentioned,
suffering, she broke her she broke into sentience. Maybe she sees some kind of like father placeholder in Bernard in that way.
Maybe.
like I mentioned in the reaction, like what if she's setting all this up? What if she's the necessary evil for Bernard to be like the conscience in this? Like she is like one extreme and Sirach is the other extreme. But Bernard, if he's given all of like the knowledge that he needs to make an informed decision, he can make that decision from like a place of unbias, not self-serving, not completely chaotic, but one from reason, What if he can bring like order back? Other than that, I don't know why she's keeping him around. She's giving him all of the tools that he needs to do that.
Yeah.
like just all of the pieces haven't been put in place yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why. My suspicion right now, just because I guess I don't have all the information, is that I think that he is the one that might have the key that Sirach is looking for. While she does her things that's putting herself in danger, she's keeping that safe.
Maybe she eventually like uploads him to the system as like a controller, you know, so that Bernard can control the system in a more moral way.
Yeah.
So like they get rid of Sirach and replace it with Bernard, and
maybe like if in fact Sirach is like what we think he is, the
well, even if he's
like
not
a projection
even
all the
even
time.
if he's not, just having someone else running it maybe could be useful. I don't know.
Yeah, because we've never seen him interact with our characters, our human characters, where he wasn't a projection.
No, true.
You know what I mean?
No, I understand. I mean, I'm putting less and less thought into that theory, but it could still be viable. I just think by this point, it's not as much of a theory of mine anymore. I don't know. We'll see. It could still be though. I mean, he certainly was and is a person that did.
Yeah.
It's just now I think that he stays somewhere safe while projecting himself to other places.
I don't know, because he did mention like, yeah, my brother, for all of your shortcomings, you'll outlive us both. Talking about Liam Sr. and himself. So what if he like made himself the control module for the system or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I get you. It could be something like that. I mean, he certainly wants the data of the Forge for a reason. We don't know what that reason is yet.
Yeah.
Seems like he has everything he needs at this point, but why does he need to take over Delos to get that data?
I think he needs more data to get past that point that they said him and his brother always came to a point where everything crashed,
like a stopping
like
point,
the extinction or whatever. There was something like that they were talking about. Maybe he's hoping that the more information they gather from the Delos projects and stuff would actually garner that continuing and not being the extinction of people or something.
Yeah. I know they said they tried a million of simulations that every time you told people what was going on, it always ended with human extinction.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in terms of other parts of the episode, I mean, I really loved the whole genre thing where we had these different filters. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the genre drug was just the idea of a drug that like places your life into genres like that is just, it's a really interesting concept.
It's a cool idea, but ultimately, I think it was one, it just makes the composer be able to show off.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's awesome. But two, it sets up that amazing line where he's like, which genre is this? And he's like, it's reality, man.
That's so good.
That was so good. I love that so much. So is that what he means by the last act? Like once you get to the end and it wears off, then
it's your new genre. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it lasts until you take it again, which like is what all like recreational drugs are for, right?
So like you go in and you take this drug and then you go through noir and you go through romance and you go through horror and whatever, and you get in the end, now you're just in reality TV. You're like, fuck, man, I'm stuck in reality hell. I gotta take genre and get into some cool movies and shit, and I want to be stuck in reality TV.
Aaron, when you pointed out that the lighting on Sirach in that scene with Dolores was actually coming from the plane window, it was amazing. Like on so many levels, because usually you're trying to match the lighting in a composition like that so that it looks like it's supposed to be there. But here they're are specifically trying not to. And that is a further level of work.
It's so cool because not only like when I was looking at it, man, his lighting is so different. And I'm like, well, he's somewhere else. It would be different. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Like the light here where Dolores really isn't playing on his hollow image. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, wait, the sun was setting on like his left side. So that's the sun from where he was coming through the window of his plane. It just it was done very well to where like, oh man, that's so cool. The color's different. It's really heavy on one side because of the sun. Like it was a neat like effect in the way they composed it. And then you said about him like spinning and gliding on the floor and stuff, which was cool.
So like those hologram projectors are just like in every large room.
Yeah, and then when you die and blow up, you just go into pieces.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was great.
It was like Thanos snapped or something and just.
All right, well, if you guys don't mind, I would say we jump into some Q&As for this episode.
Sure.
We'll start with Sylvan, who says, did you guys notice the theme from The Shining during the beach scene? Hell of an episode. Send my best.
Hell of an episode.
We will. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know I don't think they have to have had that in there, but I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. The Ride of the Valkyries one was fun just because of the scene. The other one, I don't know if it necessarily matched, but I still loved it.
You guys said there was like
you
a
know?
David Bowie thing or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were going up
At
the
one point they had Bowie.
escalators, it was Space
Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Mm, okay.
Mhm.
This is ground control to Major
To
Tom.
Major Tom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keith says, every week this show brings its soundtrack. For reference, here's the songs during Caleb's genre trip. So there was action, Ride of the Valkyries, romance theme from Love Story, Underground with all the flashy lights was nightclubbing from Iggy Pop, Dolores causing chaos was David Bowie's Space Odyssey, and then the beach scene, the horror of confusion and death Caleb experiences theme from The Shining. So yeah, I mean, like I said, like it's just a fantastic way to incorporate some new interesting sounds into the
Very
show.
much so. I liked it. And and the drug idea is just it's a cool way to have a drug that takes you through something like that, so you can have all these different type of things. And with that, we could bring it back later on and do some more things, even more so. I don't know. Like, does it take you through the same genres, no matter who takes it, or is it different per person? Like, if you had,
I don't know.
if you had two people take that, could they both be fighting in a noir moment, or something? Like, I don't know. But if they did it, I'd be like, oh man, they already set this up. This is great.
I love that when he's like, when Liam asks, like, what is he gonna do? He's like, he's gonna kill us.
All right, so Raj says, who do you think Caleb really is? Liam said that he is one of the worst. I think he used to be maybe a higher target assassin / psychopath, and Sirach edited his genes to make him less violent. It explains why his mom thinks he's really different. The editing didn't work perfectly. So a little bit of kind of what I was talking about. Like, could Caleb be part of that outlier sent to war group that they were using to control the other outliers? Maybe, I don't know.
So like, we're looking at
Maybe.
Sirach and like, is he even real? When the question should be, is Caleb even really Caleb?
True. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
So
if you have some things with that messed around, like maybe he wasn't even in the military. I don't know. Maybe he was doing more special ops things
maybe
entirely or something. I don't know.
maybe he
Maybe that's
only
like a
did the
cover story.
personals,
Yeah, maybe.
and that's why he doesn't do personals anymore. Is because he was edited not to.
Yeah, maybe we believe like what we believe what he believes. Maybe we think that he was in the military. Like that whole rat bucket thing. Maybe that never even happened. Like I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that was like a way of overwriting without completely destroying those memories, but like him torturing some dudes or something like that.
Because we haven't seen. I don't feel like a lot of his memories really involve the military. I think there's been a shot or two like in the first episode or second episode or something.
Yeah,
But I think most of it has been more of like at home looking, like which I mean for me I just assumed that it was him out of the military, came back home trying to find work and doing some kind of
trying to do like mercenary
and doing
work
some kind of
stuff.
shady things that got his buddy killed. But maybe that was just what they did in general, and there never really was a military thing. I don't know.
Maybe. That's interesting.
Or maybe like before he got his memories erased, like his buddy was against it. Like, no, this is too far, and he killed him for it or something like that.
Maybe he killed his
I don't
buddy.
know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, let's throw this into the mix because Sonny has a really interesting point. He shared a picture of when he was looking at Dolores when Dolores was at the bank.
Yeah.
He said, Dolores at the bank, but in this shot, there's no Caleb. Caleb was walking beside her at the bank. Sirach is the only one that can control the system. Any reason that he might want to erase Caleb from it? Or maybe Rehoboam can't even see Caleb anymore. So,
no, yeah, he
maybe
turned
Caleb...
off his thing in his mouth, so the system can't track him anymore.
But it literally couldn't even see him in the camera. Is that what that's saying?
I think so. It's because like the little clicker thingy that they use to turn off stuff, like that turns off like all surveillance, not just like video cameras and stuff. It also turns off like your GPS tracking and stuff like that. And they were like saying like, yeah, like any conversations and stuff that are happening can't be listened in on either. So like that little thing, like he's got a military grade one, which does a lot more, but the little tracker thingy that they have, the system uses like all of that telemetry constantly.
Yeah.
So I guess that would make sense.
a lot of these Q&As are just like, what is going on with Caleb? What could that hole that we're seeing be filled with?
Yeah. I mean, is there a chance that, like, is that 100% from the bank? Or is it from a moment in the bank maybe when Caleb wasn't next to her or something?
I mean, it's
I'm
the
trying to remember
same
what
outfit that Dolores was wearing. It looks like the bank in that regard, but I guess it could not be. But
yeah,
you know,
Another thing
people
is,
are just
like,
looking, seeing.
When Liam looked at Dolores, and he's like, "Well, you know, look at your system, see what it tells you about me," and he was like, "Oh, dang, okay," but then he looked at Caleb, and he freaked out and he started to run away.
Yeah.
So maybe something in there was scarier than what he saw in Dolores.
I like, though, that we seem to be getting into one of these things more like the first season, where we're like, well, what's real, what's not, where does this fit in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the second season, I feel like it was trying to do that, but it didn't quite hit the mark for me, like the first season did.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping this second season really does what the first season did.
The third season is probably going to blow me away because I just love it so much.
Let's go with Nick the Champ, who says, absolutely crazy episode. If you guys had the option to read your own file that contained others' opinions of you and your projected cause of death, would you want to read it? In terms of opinions, I mean, I can just see that anytime I go to YouTube comments. I mean, but like, you know, like what others like honest opinions of you are that like are, you know, you really value that person's opinion. That could be devastating or nice. You never know.
Yeah, it could be constructive or destructive depending on your perception of your relationship with that person.
Yeah, and we've had the like cause of death thing, that kind of question posed to us before in other shows. I don't know. I mean, I would hate the idea of like waiting for the axe to fall, but if I looked at it and it said like, you know, you'll die 400 years from now, I'd be like, oh shit, okay. That's cool.
400.
Well, dang.
Yeah, like,
what
well, damn,
happens?
something happens.
You get like frozen cryogenically, and you don't get to live the 400 years. You're not dead. That would suck.
You're just stuck in a coffin.
And the power goes out or some shit.
Oh, it sucks.
It might not matter too much to me. I guess I would. And I could try to change it, I suppose. But then if I know, then I might be focusing too much on trying to change it rather than just living, I guess. I don't know.
Annie Saunders, she thinks that Caleb probably went through Sirak's quote-unquote rehab. That's why his mother doesn't recognize him. He is different. So maybe that place they took the brother is the place that Caleb was at.
Maybe.
I don't think it's the same place that the Man in Black is at, is it? He went to some kind of facility as well.
No, his place looked a lot nicer. Like, it wasn't like just glass walls in a hallway.
Yeah, I know.
His
I just
was
wonder
like
because we
a
have
hotel
like,
suite.
because we have two facilities about like fixing, you know, someone with some kind of mental illness. I wonder if it's possible there's some crossover there.
Yeah,
in the
maybe
future, you know,
maybe like when they were all in like the glass rooms, maybe that was like the early stages, and now they've sped up the process to where they can just roll them through rather than like storing them for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are you saying?
So maybe they've perfected the process or something.
So are you saying that the mother is in the same place that Sirak's brother was in, like that kind of place?
No, I'm saying, well, Annie Saunders is saying Caleb might have been at the same place that Sirak's brother was.
Because there was that flashback when he was on the beach. There was a flashback of him like strapped down to a chair with like a like a respirator mask on, or like one of those things that they gas you with when you're going under.
True.
Yeah, so like, the place where they edit you.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, we'll end with Derek the Spider, who says, Sirak is already one of the most compelling villains on the show for me. What a concept. How do you guys think Caleb will react to learning Dolores is a host? I thought that was going to happen as soon as he saw she got shot, but then he was also high.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, does he think it's that, or is that going to come up next episode?
Yeah, I don't know.
She just jumped right in front of him, and she still had that.
She's been dropping some heavy hints, too. Like, I'm not like normal people either.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if she just came out like, I'm a robot, and he's high. Like, what's it mean?
She touches that thing behind her ear, and her face pops off.
Yeah. and there's still like the bullet hole in her back too, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah,
in her jacket and everything. Man, I thought he caught a bullet there though.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, oh shit, one actually got through.
Okay, well, that's all of the Q&As. We need a poll for this episode, gentlemen. All right, guys, poll this episode. We're going to be talking, as the episode clearly showed, there was a lot of awesome musical moments that we got to see the genres and hear the genres with. This one, yeah. So we are going to have the poll be, what was your favorite musical moment in this episode? We had, for reference, we had Ride of the Valkyries during the action. During the romance, we had the theme from Love Story. The underground, with all the flashy lights, had Night Clubbing with from Iggy Pop. We had David Bowie's Space Odyssey. And we had the theme from The Shining. So which was your favorite? The Love Story one. I liked that one. That was funny. Because it truly recontextualized all of his looks.
I mean, I've always been a fan of Wagner, so probably Die Welkur, Ride of the Valkyries.
I don't know. I think music-wise, even though I didn't recognize it, I liked the music that they had for the Bowie one.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah, Space Odyssey. That was a good one as well. All right, well, that's what we think. We want to hear what you guys have to think over at patreon.com/blindwave, where you can vote and tell us why you voted the way you voted.
Why?
Okay, so that's going to be it. We'll see you guys back here next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Why? Guys.
Yeah, just use
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoy this, make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to go over to patreon.com/blindwave. You can vote in the poll. Leave us a comment. We'll talk about it at the end of, or the beginning of next episode. And at the end, don't forget to submit questions. We can talk about your Q&As at the end of next week's episode. Till then, bye.